So today I want to do something kind of a little bit creatively lazy, but I wanted to talk about my K-pop pet peeves while I do like my everyday make everyday makeup routine. I don't wear makeup every day, not even close. But I thought it would be fun to kind of rant, chit chat, do my makeup at the same time. I wrote down like an outline kind of everything that I wanted to talk about because I didn't want it to be like too ranty. I have a feeling it's still going to turn out ranty, but I don't want to sound like bitchy or rude. I have a very monotone like way of speaking. I have a very aggressive way of speaking as well. I cuss a lot. I always sound angry. But yeah, and if you hear talking in the background, it's because my walls are thin and I don't live alone. So, my bad. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Let's hope this goes good. I don't think I have like the mental capacity to like focus on my makeup and like talk and be cohesive at the same time. So we're gonna find out. So my first uh my first pet peeve, and I feel like this one is not really. Can you please? Okay. My first one really isn't like that revolutionary. People say it all the time, but it's the excessive like hate that's in fandoms. And I feel like whenever hate is brought up, it's like talked about in the context of people hating on idols, which I don't get either, because most of the time the things y'all hate on them for is like things that are outside of their control or not even really prevalent reasons to hate on someone, like their weight, what country they're from, you thinking that they're ugly, or like something that's like that's a strange reason to just hate someone's whole existence. But yeah, I feel like most of the time it's talked about like hate towards idols, which definitely should be a topic of conversation. But my personal pet peeve is more so the hate towards like other people, like just online. Because it's not even just fans that you guys are showing hate to. It's just like strangers on the internet. Someone will be like, I don't really get the hype about BTS. When people who aren't K-pop fans think of K-pop, they think of BTS. So they'll be like, yeah, I'm not really that big of a fan of BTS. I don't get the hype. Y'all will go tell them to kill themselves. That should be just so crazy to me, because it's like, one second y'all want to boo-hoo about everybody makes fun of me because I'm a K-pop fan, and then y'all act like that. You could say, I didn't really like this comeback from a group that I've stanned for 8 billion years. Now your entire address, work address, email, phone numbers online. Like, the way it's just so scary how y'all hate everyone. Y'all hate the idols, y'all hate the companies, y'all hate the fans, y'all hate the haters. Everybody calm down. Everybody absolutely calm down. Just relax. Like, what is going on in y'all's personal lives where you just hate on everything and everyone and you're just miserable all the time? Y'all hate people for not being good enough fans and not dedicating their lives to these people. Y'all hate people who are, dedicated fans and you're like, oh, they're delusional. Y'all hate people who aren't fans at all and just may not have a favorable opinion or just not see the hype of a group that you like. Y'all just hate. Calm down. Everybody just relax. Just relax. We do have to remember that at the end of the day, this is just music. Now, is it really just music? No, like, yeah, it's people's livelihoods, it's art, it's all these other things. But if we really want to boil it down, it really is just music. So everybody calm down. It's okay. It is a-okay. No need to be so angry. Another thing about like my whole hate pet peeve is a lot of you guys disguise criticism. No, wait. You try to hide your hate as criticism. And I feel like the Le Sserafim Coachella situation was such a good example of that. Because, okay, you thought the performance was bad. Fair enough. The vocals were not vocaling. You know what I mean? Their stamina was not stamina-ing. But why didn't it just stop with, oh, this was a bad performance? Y'all just kept dragging it and be like, it's criticism. No, criticism is like, no, this was a bad performance. And then just leaving it. Just leave it. You could have said that and been done. But no, y'all were like, that performance was bad and you should kill yourself. Okay. Let's slow our roll. Like, yeah, she can't sing, but you don't have to call her ugly and fat. Like, you could have just left it at, oh, you can't sing. So that's another kind of like opposite side of the coin where it's like, y'all try to hide hate as criticism and it's just straight up hate and it's so annoying and I can't stand it. Now, on the complete opposite end of that is the excessive praise in the industry. And I understand that this praise is like manufactured because these companies force these like parasocial relationships down our throats. But it's like, an idol will like say thank you to a barista and y'all will be like, oh my god, she's so well mannered, she's so humble, is she 4? Like, why are we talking about, like, she's a 26-year-old woman. Why are you praising her for having basic social skills and manners? And it's even worse with, like, the male idols because I feel like, because, you know, most fans are women or teen girls and they're so used to the horrible treatment from the patriarchy that they cling on to any ounce of goodness that they see in men. So they'll see a male idol like give a woman his jacket and they'll be like, oh, that's a real man. Whole time he knocking his girlfriend's head between the washer and dryer, but he ain't gonna do that on camera. Y'all be praising these men like, what? We all know men lie. Like, what are we talking about? Like, y'all know that this is an act. Why are you... Oh, I would... If it was a man or a bear, but the man was Chan, I would choose... You better choose that damn bear. You do not know that man. Sorry, that was a tangent. But, yeah, the way y'all praise them for just being, like... just decent human beings. So very strange. I mean, I'm not saying that good deeds should go without praise, but it does kind of get to a point where it's like, are we seeing them as people anymore? Because y'all don't treat your friends like this. Y'all don't treat even children like this sometimes. But idols, it's like any ounce of humility, kindness, y'all be foaming at the mouth. Am I missing something? And I be sitting there like, am I a hater? Because why are we jumping up for joy just because they don't treat their staff like shit? It's like they shouldn't do that anyways. I don't get it. You know? Another thing about like the excessive praise that I feel like is genuinely, oh my god. Okay. Is genuinely like ruining the industry is the way y'all praise mediocrity is so insane. And I'm no Beyonce, I'm no Michael Jackson, but also I know like genuinely like jaw-dropping singing when I hear it, and the way these idols will just be able to like carry a tune, which is still talent. Not saying that, they're completely talentless and they don't deserve praise for their hard work. No. But it is kind of weird how, like, an idol will just simply sing the correct notes, like, sing in the correct key, and y'all would be like, see, and y'all were sleeping on his vocals. Da-da-da. He can match pitch. Cool. Like, you know what I mean? And it's so strange because you guys only really do this with singing and rapping. Because if you guys talked about dancing in K-pop the way that y'all talked about singing, you would realize how fucking stupid it sounds. Because it's like, you don't look at a main dancer or just any dancer in a group and go, oh wow, like he danced on beat. Like, wow, he actually has rhythm. But you guys will say that about idols when they sing. You'll be like, oh wow, like her breath control is great and she's standing still. Or it's like, wow, she's so stable as she's standing behind a mic stand. What do you mean by stable? She's not moving. Or like the excuses that we make. It's like, she sounds good considering how nervous she is. What? Why? Just say it doesn't sound good. It's okay. Like, if you don't have a compliment, you can give constructive criticism instead. Like, you are not forced to give compliments for everything. If they're not that great of a dancer, it's okay. Just don't talk about their dancing. You don't have to force out a compliment. It's fine. It is fine to just think people are, oh, it's fine. It's good. Same thing with the music. Oh, after like the 56th listen, I got it. And it's so great and you guys should all listen, and it's okay to just not like it. Why are you forcing yourself to like love and praise everything? It's okay. And that is why the songs are going to keep getting shorter. The vocalists are going to keep getting worse. The rappers are not writing their raps. The only thing that they're keeping up is the diets and the dancing. I mean, if y'all want to keep praising things that you don't like or just then we can keep doing it. But we're going to keep getting stuck in the cycle of just getting things that fans don't like. Even some of these idols, you can tell that they do not like their music. But y'all want to keep praising everything that they put out just for the sake of being like the best fan. My next pet peeve is not really that much of a pet peeve, and it's more of a quote-unquote critique, I guess, is I feel like there's a real lack of artistry in the industry. And I understand that the K-pop industry was not really made with the idea in mind that we're going to create true art and we're creating true artists. It's capitalism on wheels, all right? We know that. But it is kind of jarring, the level of like, we're all just kind of here to make money, it feels like. I don't hear, and once again, just because I don't hear it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Don't bring up this one idol in one group that said it one time in a V Live that they... I'm just saying, on average, what I see, I don't see a lot of idols that are genuinely passionate singers or vocalists. That take money out of their own wallet, go take vocal lessons, take them religiously, really take being a vocalist very, very, very seriously. I don't see idols going to writing camps. I don't hear a lot of idols when they're asked like, oh, what's your passion or what drove you to be an idol? It's always like, oh, I've always wanted to be a performer. Oh, I've always wanted to be an idol. But it's like, have you always wanted to sing though? Do you want to sing? Do you want to rap? Answer quickly. Oh, I've always wanted to be an idol. Okay, but why? Like, do you have a passion for music? You want to learn how to write, produce? You love the art of music? Because you hear, like, American artists say stuff like that all the time where it's like, oh, I grew up in a house full of music. Music saved my life. Da-da-da-da. I started writing songs when I was 13. But, like, I don't hear those stories from idols a lot. It's always just like, I want to be an idol. I want to perform. And I'm like, okay, cool. Can I get some substance? And you can hear and see the lack of like true passion in the music. You can see it in the performances. And that leads me to my next pet peeve that falls under this umbrella of like, I'm tired of watching performances where it just feels like you're taking a thirst trap of yourself. You know? Is it good? Yeah, I'm not going to sit here and say that the performances are bad, but it is just kind of like, are you going to perform every single song like this? And the performance that made it like click for me, that I was like, I'm kind of tired of the whole idol persona, and like, I look good on stage 24/7, and I put looking good over actually performing the song, is when Enhypen dropped Fatal Trouble. Love that song. Probably my favorite song I've heard from them. And I decided to just go and watch the performances when they were doing their promotions. And I was just kind of like, were the performances good? Yes. I'm not going to sit and act like, it was unwatchable. I couldn't. It's Enhypen. Of course the performance was good. But I'm like, the song is literally called Fatal Trouble. And most of the group is performing it still trying to look hot. And I'm like, I want to see you in despair. I want to see you feel the song. I want to look at you and be like, damn, what happened to him? I'm watching it and it's like, why are you still trying to like rizz me up? Can we perform the actual song? And sometimes it's not even the idol's fault, because it's like, sometimes the choreography don't be matching the song, so you kind of have to perform for the choreography more so than the song. But it just feels so cold when it's like y'all perform everything more or less the same, because it is very clear that the priority is to look good rather than to actually perform. My next pet peeve is the excessive consumerism and the like the consumerist mindset that a lot of fans have and enforce on other people. It is so draining and also concerning. Even though it's not my wallet, I'd be concerned for y'all how normal it is for people to just rack up thousands of dollars of credit card debt for the sake of going to a concert, for the sake of just having every version of an album, for the sake of having that rare Jungkook photo card. And I'm like, it's a selfie that he took one random day on set, and now you just paid $550 for it. But if you say that, then you're a brokey and you're a hater, and it's their money and they can spend it how they want. And all that is true. I am a brokey and it is their money and they can spend it how they want. But are we going to sit here and act like that is actually worth $500? It's scary, because it's like, you know that these companies are counting on you guys to spend the money regardless if you have it or not. Regardless if the quality of the product is there or not. Regardless if these things are actually worth how much they're charging for. They just expect you to spend the money. And y'all do. So I can't even be mad at them, because the business tactic is working. I think it was it the Proof album where they came out with like a special edition that was $200, $300? And it sold out. And I'm like, okay, there's obviously, Army that got their money up. But that's not most of y'all. And the way that you guys also kind of kiki ha about going broke for K-pop is also concerning to me. Because I know some people are joking about like, oh, my poor credit card every single time a comeback comes around. But I know a lot of you guys aren't joking. I'm seeing people talk about how they I had to freeze my credit card so I would stop spending. And I'm like, all this, and I know people hate when like you say this because it sounds so just mean, but like, these people do not know you. You could file for bankruptcy and they would not give a flying fuck. They don't know you. dare I say, some of them don't even care about you in any regard. They just like the fact that you like them and you give them money. It is so concerning how it's not even the fact that it's normalized, is that y'all encourage each other. I'll see people be like, oh, you know, you only live once, go add thousands of dollars to your credit card debt. And I'm like, are y'all gonna help her pay it off? Because if the answer is no, you shouldn't be telling her to go rack it up. And then for the fans who can't really like afford to spend all of that money, they just channel their energy towards constant streaming, voting, other things like that. And although that is, I guess, the more responsible way to be an obsessive fan, it is still concerning because it's like, I'll see shit that's like, oh, I've been up for 24 hours straight streaming so-and-so's new music video. Go the fuck to bed. And y'all be streaming so much to the point where people don't even take numbers seriously anymore. Like, streaming has ruined the idea of going number one, being on the charts, having the most stream this, most stream that, because the streams don't mean shit. Album sales don't mean shit. Like, when I hear the album sales for groups I like, I don't give a fuck because I know they're not real. It's people trying to get, you know, photo cards. It's people trying to get all 8 versions of an album. It's people doing, like, the big-ass group orders so they can get fan calls and fan signs and shit. It's not real. My last pet peeve, and I think this goes way beyond, like, fandom spaces, but it's the lack of, like, reading comprehension skills, media literacy, like, tolerance that's in fandoms. Like, y'all just genuinely, and I'm not holier than thou. I'm not the smartest person. I'm a college dropout. Like, I'm not a genius. But, like, y'all really make me feel like I am. It is genuinely concerning how much you guys just simply just don't understand because you choose not to or cannot comprehend what you read or hear. And I think an example of this that I don't really see anybody talk about is the way that you can't make jokes in fandom spaces, even when they're jokes that aren't, like, they're about the group that you're a fan of and they aren't harmful, but people still get upset. And I think the clearest example of this that I've seen recently is the whole Chan is old joke in the Stayville, alright? So Chan is 27, 28, and Seungmin started a joke on his birthday one year, and he was like, oh, you're halfway to 52 or some shit. And then the joke just kind of kept going. It became a running joke of like, oh, he's old. Because he's the oldest member. Seungmin started a little joke, and it just kind of kept rolling. Why am I seeing stays on TikTok crying, saying that we're being discriminatory against Chan's age? It's ageist. No, it's not. And you know how it's not ageist? Because that's the fucking joke. Sorry, that was mean. But that is the joke. The joke is we all know that Chan is not old. But we all talk about him and pretend like he is. That is the joke. And considering that is the joke, that is not ageist because the joke is we all know he's not old. It's kind of like how we all pretend we can't see John Cena, but we have fucking working eyes, so obviously we can see John Cena, but that's the joke. We all just pretend like we can't see him. You see what I mean? Where it's like, it's easy to be offended and go around just angry and upset about everything. if you don't understand what is happening ever. Like, I do think ageism is a very real thing in the entertainment industry. And it's like, as soon as you hit 30, people be ready to get you the fuck out of there. I know that's true. However, that's not what this is. And the fact that, like, people are genuinely making think pieces about how this Chan is old joke has gone too far is how I knew that it's like, y'all just don't understand humor. And not because you're a stick in the mud and you hate fun, but just because you don't get it. You just don't get it. It's a very simple joke. And that's the part that's concerning to me, is it's not like a complicated, oh, you gotta get the context kind of joke. It's just like, yeah, Seungmin called him old and then we all kind of ran with it and it was funny. I don't think it's the funniest joke known to man, but it is strange that that simple joke has people offended. Another joke that I saw was the whole, is it Heesung? One of the Enhypen members, they did like a tour of their dorm. In one of their rooms, I'm gonna see if I can find a picture or like a clip. I'm gonna put it right here. Boy, do you live there? It don't even look like he lived in his own room. So then a little joke started. It's like his room makes him look like he's like bitchless. Like he has no game. It doesn't look like a woman has ever been brought back to his dorm. That's the joke. His room looks like he does not get women. Why am I starting to see think pieces about this joke? You guys are just, you're trying to cope and pretend that he can't get girls when you guys all know this is all just such cope. Y'all are delusional. Of course he gets one. We know. We know. It's okay. We know. We get it. That's the joke. His room looks like he doesn't get women. His room looks like he's just like a loser. That's it. That's all. Like, obviously, if we want to sit down and be highly analytical, we can be like, well, technically, he's a celebrity and he's attractive and young, so obviously. But that's not fun. Like, obviously, like, he's young, he's attractive, he's famous, he can get women if he wants to. Duh. We all know that. But his room doesn't. His room doesn't know that he gets bitches at all, because it doesn't look like it. That's it. That's the whole joke. Why are you getting offended? Did someone call you bitchless? Why are you so mad? And this is where I'm like, oh, you guys just don't understand shit. That has to be it. Like, it has to be just like a lack of media literacy and comprehension skills. Because there's no way those two jokes have got two different fandoms in a tizzy. Or even, like, I see Stays getting upset about how people call Stray Kids short. And it's like, the short jokes are not funny. I'm like, they make fun of their own height all the time. If they had a problem with it, we would tell, because they would have little man syndrome. Short man syndrome. But they don't. They be chilling. They find it funny. Relax. Like, most of the time when people get upset about jokes, I'm like, I can see where they're coming from, because a joke could be racist, it could be homophobic, whatever. But what do you mean you're upset because somebody said his room makes him look bitchless? We can't have fun? Y'all the fucking fun police? Y'all just don't understand what's happening. That's why you guys walk around all mad. That's why there's so many fan wars. It's because y'all can't fucking read. You think you just keep coming up with your own conclusions. It doesn't matter what anybody says to y'all. You're just going to hear whatever the fuck you want to hear, because you can't read a comment, digest it, be like, okay, this is what they were trying to say to me. And I genuinely think there needs to be like a intervention. If you do not understand every single word that is in a comment, in a video, in a whatever, without looking it up, you do not need to respond to it. You shouldn't respond to it. If you cannot understand the language that is being spoken to you thoroughly, you need to hush. Because as someone who is a fellow dumbass, one thing that I've had to learn is if I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, to just shut the fuck up. I do it all the time. That I don't be talking online. I be thinking in my head shit, but like, that don't make no fucking sense. Why that bitch gonna do that? But I'm not gonna comment shit because I don't know what the fuck is going on. And that's okay. I just need y'all, if you don't get it, to hush sometimes. Y'all be making think pieces, but don't be thinking. Y'all gonna piss me off. Okay. This is the finished product. I low-key hate it. Do I? I don't know. But this is it. So, I hope that wasn't too bad. I felt like I started off the video saying I don't want to get ranty and bitchy, and then I did. Aw. Okay, now the guilt is like setting in. I feel like a fucking just hater. But yeah, those are my K-pop pet peeves. Ugh. Why do I feel so guilty for expressing my opinion? Okay. But I hope y'all like that. I hope you like the format, because I do want to do videos where I'm like talking and doing my makeup at the same time. So this was like a little test run. So hopefully this comes out good. I hope y'all enjoyed it. And I will see you next time.